As I'm writing this video, I'm in the process of moving back to my home country. Since the casting of Frank Stone will be releasing in a week and a few days, depends on when this video gets uploaded, unfortunately, I won't be able to make long, in-depth theories for each showcase trailer. Then the features trailer came out, so instead, I will be making short videos with less editing. My final upload will be either on the 25th or the 26th. So 3 videos within 4 days. Although I won't be able to cover every minor detail since that will take me very long, we will analyze some of the major ones instead. Let's proceed from the prologue. When starting the demo, before we get a taste of 1962, we are introduced to a strange cloaked woman known as Augustine Lieber. Although her presence is mysterious, her motives were immediately revealed to us as we pan towards her. She states that she has been searching for the entity for centuries and figuring a way to enter its realm. Her solution is Frank Stone. Augustine hired Frank as her killer, the key to open the doors to the entity. A key, you say? I brought up an interesting detail in the Origins video, that Frank's murders always involved fire, the Calhern son's car crash, the Dorothy Clay house fire, and now they are going to throw a baby into a pool of molten metal. Compared to Frank's other murders, the fact that these are the ones being highlighted specifically must mean something. It seems that they are doing some sort of ritual. Also, why a baby specifically, and why does Augustine and Frank want the child burnt at the steel mill? Are they trying to open a portal so wide it consumed the entirety of Cedar Hills? I believe their motives are more ambitious than that. According to the employee's personal record secret hint, Augustine Lieber was responsible for the fact that Frank was able to work at the steel mill despite his criminal records. She was able to sponsor him under the title Doctor. If you connect this secret to the clue written behind the employee's weekly rota, Frank has been doing graveyard duties alongside with being a mechanic. Did Augustine hire him to collect bodies when no one was looking? Are some of the preserved bodies in his lair came from grave robbing? Why does the steel mill need graveyard ships anyway? Unless it's owned under the mills, since we know that the mill is the reason why the town prospered. We haven't done this in a long time, but let's analyze Augustine's name. The name Augustine derives from Latin origins, meaning to be highly respected. Lieber, on the other hand, is a bit harder to pin down, as various sources convey different ideas. One source says it's German in origin and others says it's Jewish, but they both share the same answer. Lieber means dear or beloved. It's unfortunate that Game Informer has been discontinued. Farewell. Which means I won't be able to read their article on the casting of Frank Stone, and the claims of an invisible threat that can be only seen by this magical 8mm camera that was repaired by the owner of the Curiosity Shop. That said, I predict that the invisible threat is going to be Frank back from the dead. The fact that his death resulted in his jaw getting teared from his mouth, the same way how he modified his welding mask, could foreshadow that he will return with a more monstrous form, tusks and all. After watching the prologue and its various different outcomes, I only have one question. Can the baby actually die? There are 2 ways the prologue can end. You kill Frank Stone before he throws the baby, or after. But even if Frank was able to throw the baby, was he successful? When making a major decision, the game notifies you with a fate change. Saving the baby will give you the prompt, you shot Frank Stone and saved the child. But failing to save the baby will only give you shot and killed Frank Stone. And the baby, I guess it's a mystery. Missing these several QTEs in the fight with Frank will result in Officer Sam losing his left eye and severely damaging his left shoulder. We know that Sam will come back in the 1980s timeline. Will these injuries affect his appearance? Will he receive an eye patch? Maybe scenarios where he won't be able to save a character's life because his left shoulder is critically damaged? I think this prompt might answer that question. The numerous clocks in this game act very peculiar, not because they're incoherent with how they present the in-game's time, but it's the ticking they make every so often. They are really honing down with the themes of time traveling, or maybe the entity's aura affects time. Let's check out the game's UI if there are some interesting details. Since this is a demo, some of this stuff is inaccessible until the game's full release on the 3rd of September. That said, viewing the relationship status section will present you with this tutorial screen. The picture in the center reveals that there will be a character named Madison. Prediction confirmed, let's go! It's time to go through some of the game's collectibles and Easter eggs, and there are loads of them in this demo. The very first collectible you can find is called the Iridescent King, a name of an add-on for the Doctor. The very next collectible is of a metal horse. This could have been a reference to the clown. I thought this was Maurice for a sec. We talked about this trophy from the Hidden Object minigame. It's owned by Frank Stone, and it's likely a reference to him. Next, we can find a hillbilly plush toy. This is going to be one of the 12 relics we will find throughout the game. We have already seen a lot from previous videos, like Raid's weapon, Huntress's masks, and recently the twins as a doll. Also, relic is spelled killer backwards. Fun. It seems that Frank has been spray painting his weapons of choice on the walls. We can see a hatchet, dual knives, and a machete knife. I've always wondered what 424 meant on Sam's badge. If you alter the numbers with the letters of the alphabet, it will spell out the acronym DBD, Dead by Daylight. Alright, I want to share a wild theory of mine before we end this video. Since Augustine Lieber is a fanatic researcher of the entity, and the fact that the Curiosity Shop's owner houses a lot of iconic relics of Dead by Daylight killers, and the one who altered the crew's 8mm camera that will help them see Frank Stone, I theorize that Augustine and the owner are likely the same person. Augustine, stating that she's been researching for centuries, which is 100 years, suggests that she likely knows some dark magic that will keep her from aging. One detail that I missed from Developer Diary Part 2 is the fact that these doors are entity themed. What if this manor is owned by Augustine, aka the antique shop owner? I also theorized that Augustine specifically chose Bonnie to handle the camera. Why Bonnie? Well, it's probably because it's part of some big, massive, grand scheme. I planned everything type of plot twist. After the events of 1980s, Augustine likely passed down her manor to Bonnie, lie about her motives, revive Frank Stone through the film while Bonnie tries to stop him. That's one video down, 2 more videos to go. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below on what are your theories about the prologue. After watching it, I want to read them and I want to heart them too. And yeah, I'll see you guys before September 3. Bye everyone!